Did you guys know that blue is probably just the best deck right now? On this week's episode of covering each color competitively, we're going to talk about blue. Last week we talked about purple, and following that, I managed to playtest against purple using my blue Omnimod deck, and keeping in mind the strengths of blue Omnimod and capitalizing on the weaknesses of purple, I completely decimated purple in testing. There was almost no contest. I felt in control of most of the games. It was easy. Last week I also mentioned that I got my butthole plowed by purple, but usually if I want to do the butthole plowing, I'll just play blue. And it does a good time at showering my opponent with all its blue glory. Before you guys get too wet talking about blue, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, turn that notification bell on the smashed potatoes so you guys are aware of all the awesome videos that I make. And let's get into the discussion. So blue just so happens to have access to the best card in the game right now, which is Omnimod, a white level 7 that just destroys everything with the same name on the field and can attack twice, which is pretty good. Getting into Omnimod is a bit of an easy feat in this deck compared to the red version. And blue has lots of draw power, which make it easier to get Omnimod, and typically you're playing a lot of vanilla cards that are cheap. Red also does this, but what blue can do that red can't do as often is memory control. Thanks to the cheap cost of creatures and a couple other cards, blue has the ability to just lock your opponent at one memory most of the time. Like, you can't play those 12 cost creatures if you leave your opponent at one memory. And even if they leave you, with a tamer, if you have to deal with a tamer, and you can't leave them at one memory, you can always do something to capitalize and leave the opponent at 3. Or if you even need to go past that to just make a big push or whatever, then usually it's fine. The big boss in competitive blue, if we're not talking about Omnimod, is the blue Metal Garurumon. This card has the ability to take a level 3 or level 4 out of its Digivolution stack and play it for free when it attacks. Now this obviously wombo combos with the Garurumon that unsuspends something, so you can play the Garurumon, unsuspend the Metal Garurumon, attack again, and then play the level 3 from underneath it. That's also pretty cool. And I think the last big advantage about blue is that it can play the blue Rookie Rush deck, if it needs to. The blue Gombamon is really good. And then blue also has access to 2 rookies that are 2 cost to play, which is pretty fantastic, honestly. Oh, and as a brief mention, the baby Upamon is basically a free draw card. It forces the opponent not to just play things unless they're okay with you drawing a card, which sometimes they are, sometimes they play around that. The sheer amount of advantage you can get in blue with Upamons sometimes is crazy. So while we've already touched on it, the strengths, which blue has in quite abundance: memory control, the ability to transition to Rookie Rush or aggro or control with memory, and the fact that it has access to Omnimod, and the fact that it has wombo combo plays with Metal Garurumon and other cards if you're playing less, tier 1 stuff like Leopardmon. The weaknesses of blue, there aren't too many, but I've definitely noticed a few strategies that players implement that will give you a harder time when you're playing. Against Omnimod specifically, if the opponent keeps different names in the field, they're only getting 1 pop with the Omnimod. That's not really a weakness per se, that's just playing around Omnimod as best as you can. But, it can be annoying. Sometimes it's good to hit multiple cards, obviously, but sometimes you can't. So it makes you actually have to choose which one you need to get rid of the most. Blue Rookie Rush can definitely get out-aggroed by any other Rookie Rush. That's just, a possibility that can happen. When you're playing Rookie Rush mirrors, someone is going to be the rushist. Did I just say the rushist? Okay. Also, playing Tamers against blue is slightly annoying because, as I mentioned, they do want to keep you at 1 memory. And while they can go to 3 memory, obviously keeping you at 1 is quite important. So that's a little bit of a weakness, I guess. And I guess the deck, blue is a little more weaker to removal than other decks. I say that because the deck really wants to get to Omnimod as fast as possible, but if you're using things like Chimeramon or Gaia Force, Trump Sword, or whatever else to get rid of the cards before you can get into Omnimod, like on your 5 or 6 stack, that's kind of annoying, right? You're obviously putting in all that effort just to get up there, just for it to get eliminated before you even have a chance to play Omnimod. So if the opponent can capitalize on that, that's going to be good for them. So in order to not get washed away by blue and Omnimod, I would definitely recommend taking those weaknesses into account when you're playing against the deck. That way you have the best chance of controlling the matchup and the tempo to your favor. That's actually really all I had to say about blue You know, competitive blue is really all about Omnimod, and you could build a blue Rookie Rush deck too with other colors like green or yellow, whatever. But I think blue Omnimod is the #1 choice. If you can play that, you should play that. It's just cheap, it's aggressive, it can control, it's all around annoying for your opponents to deal with. Omnimod's the best card in the game. And you guys just need to be aware of that, which is why this whole series is listed in the first place. And then you guys have a better idea how blue works and how you can build to beat it. That's all I got. Nice quick video. There's really not much to say. Hope you at least find this inspiring and insightful. We'll see you next time. Take care.